right, so I just wanted to go over a few of the polynomial operations applications with you. Just these are the ones from the assignment from the other day. Just wanted to kind of quick chat and remind you guys how some of those go. Not going to do all of these, but I'm going to zoom in real quick to this top bit. Want you to find the perimeter. And remember, the perimeter is the entire travel around the outside of your shape. So what you are going to want to do is figure out what all of these add up to together. So you can either add them all together, or you can multiply the length times 2 and the width times 2. You've got a couple of different options here for which one works best. I'm going to show you just so you can get the adding practicing. What would it be like to add all the sides together? So we know that this side is also 4x squared plus 5x. And that this side down here, since it's a rectangle, it's the same size as the top, is 3x squared minus 4x. So what we're going to do, and I will do it along the bottom here, is just add all of those things together. Now you'll see I'm putting them in parentheses to separate each individual polynomial, just so that we can make sure we're using the signs correctly and we're not missing anything. Although since these are all addition, you're technically just distributing the addition sign. It's not changing anything, so I can drop them all down. Since we've distributed the addition through each of the terms, that will not change any of the signs. And when you are adding or subtracting, what you're really doing is just combining any like terms. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. There we go. So you can see any like terms we have. So everything with an x squared is going to be a like term, and anything with just an x is going to be a like term that we can add together. So looking at just the x squareds, you're looking at 3, and 3 makes 6, plus 4 makes 10, plus 4 more makes 14x squared. And the same with what's now in purple, your minus x 4x's or your plus 5x's. Over here, your 2 5x's are going to make 10x, and your negative 4 and negative 4 are going to make negative 8x. When I combine those together, I come back out with plus 2x. There's no more simplifying that can be done here. This is in simplest terms. It's in standard form. So that itself is the perimeter of your rectangle. That's your number 1, 14x squared plus 2x. That's your perimeter. That's how much it would take to get around that rectangle. Remember, same situation down here with the triangle. Perimeter is just adding everything together. So I'm going to show you what the setup would look like, but you can kind of continue from there. So you would add all of the sides together. Just like you would if they were numbers. And like I said before, since we're distributing the addition, what's really happening is you're saying there's a surprise little secret 1 here. Positive 1 times that is plus 2x squared plus x. So you're not changing anything. It is slightly different with subtraction because it's a minus 1 in the front, but it is not what we're worrying about right this instant. And then you can do the same thing. I'll highlight your like terms just so you can see them again. You have your squareds. Make sure you're including the sign so that you know whether you're adding or subtracting when you're combining your like terms. And then you can combine your like terms and wind up with your perimeter. For area down here, For area, we'll do this one. You are going to, when you find the area of a rectangle, you're multiplying the length times the width. So you are multiplying 2x to the third times 7x squared plus 4x plus 3. What that looks like is a little bit of distribution. You're going to multiply the 2x to the third times 7x squared. So 2 times 7 is 14. Then x to the third times x to the second power. When you multiply things with powers, you add the powers together. So x to the fifth. I'll keep switching the color up so that you guys can kind of see what's going on. Then you're going to multiply that same thing, 2x cubed times 4x. 2 times 4 is 8. X to the third power times x to the first power is x to the fourth, because there's really a secret 1 here. You're adding those together. And distribute it one last time to the 3. 2 times 3 is 6, and there's no x's happening here, so it's just x to the third. And this piece is your area. 14 x to the fifth plus 8x to the fourth plus 6x to the third. That's your area. You can do the same thing over here when it's just a monomial, so just 3x squared, and just a binomial. You can distribute your pieces to kind of combine. 12x to the third minus 30x squared would be your area here. You're going to take your front piece and distribute it to both of your binomials, just like we did if you were to multiply these up here by 2. And that is your operations. Good luck.